How to evaluate boat build quality, a buyer's guide. What if I told you there is something critical almost every boat buyer misses when they're out shopping? Something that first-time buyers are especially unprepared to assess properly. It's how to evaluate a vessel's build quality. And whether you're looking at a $100,000 runabout or a $1 million motor yacht, the construction standards and manufacturing techniques determine not just how the boat performs, but how much you'll spend maintaining it over the years. When you're evaluating a boat, certifications like ABYC, CE, and ABS tell you about compliance. They don't tell you about craftsmanship. We cover those standards in a separate video. Today's topic is about something different: how to actually assess how well a boat was built. I'm Maryline Bossar, co-founder of Current Yachts, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through what to look at, what to ask, and what the details reveal about quality that no certification can guarantee. In under 10 minutes, you will learn to decode the signs that separate well-built boats from expensive problems waiting to happen. Hull construction. Now let's talk about what you can't see but absolutely must understand: how the hull was built. There are two primary methods, and they're not created equal. Traditional hand layup is still used on many production boats. Workers spray gel coat into a mold, then lay fiberglass sheets and roll resin by hand. It works, but it's labor-intensive and prone to inconsistencies. Resin-rich areas are weak, and resin-poor areas delaminate. Resin infusion and vacuum bagging. This is where quality jumps significantly. The fiberglass is laid dry, then resin is pulled through under vacuum. This creates a more consistent resin to glass ratio, stronger laminate, and better weight distribution. Boats built this way typically have longer service lives. Cord construction uses foam or balsa core between fiberglass skins. Done right, it's lighter and stiffer. Done wrong, if water penetrates the core, it becomes a nightmare. Quality builders use closed-cell foam cores and proper edge sealing. A note on balsa core. This material has been used in sandwich construction for decades in many different industries, but it is somewhat controversial in yacht building, primarily because of its vulnerability to rotting if water penetrates the outer fiberglass skin. If you'd like us to discuss balsa core in a future video, please comment below. So what are the telltale signs of good hull work? Consistent thickness when you tap the hull. Hollow sounds indicate voids or delamination. The hull should sound solid and uniform throughout. Visible quality indicators. Now for what you can see. Hardware selection tells the entire story of a builder's philosophy. Quality boats use marine-grade stainless steel, 316 grade, not 304. Look at cleats, rails, and deck hardware. Are they through-bolted with backing plates or just screwed in? Quality builders over-engineer attachment points because they understand the loads these components will see. Thru-hulls are critical. Bronze is a very common and acceptable material. Avoid steel or cheap brass. Every thru-hull should have a seacock, a valve that can completely shut off water flow. Electrical systems reveal build philosophy immediately. Are panels easily accessible? Do wires run organized and secured? Are connections properly sealed and heat shrunk? Are electrical panels labeled clearly? Quality builders treat electrical like the mission-critical system that it is. The engine room tells you more than any other single space about build quality. Good access, proper sound insulation, organized systems, and clean installation practices. If the engine room looks like an afterthought, assume the rest of the boat was built the same way. If you want the full checklist of what to look for throughout the boat, including the engine room, we've put together a free boat buyer's checklist. Link in the description. It covers every inspection point in this video and more, so grab it before your next showing. Fit and finish evaluation. Interior fit and finish is where corners get cut on lower quality boats. Open cabinet doors and look at the work. Quality joinery shows tight tolerances, proper edge bending, and finishing that looks intentional, not rushed. Check drawer slides. Are they marine-grade soft close or basic hardware store slides that'll corrode in 6 months? Look at hinges, latches, and cabinet hardware. These items get used constantly, so cheap hardware becomes expensive problems quickly. Headliner installation is often overlooked but reveals workmanship standards. Quality boats have proper supported, well-fitted headliners or ceiling panels. Sagging or poorly fitted panels indicate poor installation or inadequate structural support. Here's my pro tip. Run your hand along joint lines and seams. Quality work feels smooth and consistent. Poor work has gaps, rough transitions, and surfaces that don't align properly. Systems integration. Quality builders design systems holistically, and redundancy is not an afterthought but a built-in philosophy. Plumbing runs make sense, have proper support, and use quality components. Hose clamps should be all stainless, not a mix of whatever was available. Air conditioning and heating system should be properly sized for the space and professionally installed with proper drainage and access for service. We talked about the engine compartments earlier. I'll add that fuel systems are non-negotiable. Fuel lines should be Coast Guard approved, properly supported, and include proper filtration. The fuel tank installation should allow for inspection and service access. Here's what many buyers miss. Verify workforce stability for the model year you're considering. Post-COVID, some traditionally quality builders were operating with reduced technical depth. Recent completion references matter more than historical reputation. If you are at the stage where you're seriously evaluating a specific boat, that is exactly the kind of assessment we do for our buyer clients. The link below has details on how our buyer representation works. Understanding build quality isn't about becoming an expert. It's about knowing what questions to ask and what details matter. At Current Yachts, this evaluation is part of every boat we show to our clients because we believe informed buyers make better decisions. If you like this video and want to see more like it, subscribe now. We publish new content every week on everything from marine surveys to yacht financing and tax strategy for boat buyers, as well as industry insights. I will see you in the next video. Fair winds!